4 minutes. Phone isn't falling off the table just yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it should be, if there is a move, it will be the next 5 minutes, right? You'll maybe 3:02. It might break 3:03.
Oh, Jaden Springer. What the?
Celtics.
Jaden
There we
Springer.
go. There we go.
What are our thoughts on Jaden Springer?
The other night, I
pick.
texted my friend and I was like, "Yeah, here's who the Sixers have." I'm like, they sometimes play Springer too.
Right.
Well, now we're gonna sometimes play Springer too. Jaden.
I mean, I trust Brad, so. And
Yeah,
we got maybe we got some of the Sixers plays and stuff. So.
Hey,
I'm wondering, what are we, second round pick likely? I would say.
Yeah, that's it.
So this is
That's
funny.
A young player.
This is funny. Actually, Jaden Springer has been playing pretty well for him over the past couple games. But this is funny. Random memory. Last time the Celtics played the Sixers, I want to say they were missing Embiid. Embiid didn't play, right? Yeah. And I got a comment that said, we were doing the post-game show. Someone said, oh, well, we were missing Embiid and Springer. And I remember thinking to myself, I said, Springer? Springer's like, come on now. And he's like, oh, no, Springer's really good. So to that Sixers fan, we just picked up a really good player.
Welcome, Jaden Springer. Welcome.
All right, but let's dive into this. Jaden Springer playing 12 minutes per game, scoring 4 points. I don't know. How do we feel?
Quote from Ian. Let's go. Let's go.
I mean, 6'4", 202.
Didn't he low-key cook Tatum in preseason, like that one play? Or is that someone else? I feel like he blocked Tatum's dunk or something.
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Or something.
Right. I mean, he's an athletic 6'4" guard. So it's like, there's some size. Is this insurance? I don't see this guy as a rotation player.
Yeah, I
don't know. He's 21 years old. Right, he's 21.
You know what? Maybe this is one of those things where it's like
he's younger than me.
He's going to be around next year.
As I talked about earlier, it's like Brad likes the in-between guys on good contract values. And I bet Brad thinks you can get him on an extension that's probably super team-friendly, and he can outplay. And the dollar, the value for the dollar will probably be extremely high. So I trust Brad with it.
Dan Greenberg
points against the Celtics in October.
Greenberg thinks that Brad gets Springer to replace Banton's spot, and there's still more to come.
Oh,
don't know if I believe that.
I think Jaden Springer and Banton are kind of redundant. You know what I mean? It's like
right. So that's the thought. Maybe this is part one. Again, you got a minute. Don't know if that's true. Feel like it would be reported, but
this
maybe
is
a third team.
Let's note this: trades just have to be in the queue by this time. They don't have to be finalized or any of that matter. So teams can be putting them into the trade queue at this moment. It's like, okay, these aren't finalized or they're not reported right away because the entire structure is not out. Or there are a lot of situations too where the agents are in contact with the reporters, right? And they want their Bruce Brown, the Raptors keeping Bruce Brown. The agents and the reporters go back and forth, and the agents might want the report to be released in a certain way. LeBron James is the perfect example of this. LeBron James essentially reports when anything is happening with LeBron James. He knows exactly when it's coming out. He knows his whole social media everybody is in coordinates with when this news is coming out. Now, a lot of these players, some of them simply do not have that power. Like Micic, he probably wasn't in contact with Shams Charania, but some other players, maybe Patrick Beverley is one of them, bigger name in the league, longevity, more money under him, right? So I believe we're going to see a slew of moves here in the next couple of minutes because they only have to be in the queue and not finalized.
Yeah, they'll be announced at like 3:45 and stuff. Like it carries on like that, so 100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really Greeny's idea of Banton to the Blazers for a heavily protected second-round pick.
Wait, but that keeps that roster spot open.
Right.
Wait, what are they doing with the second-round pick, though? That's the question.
That means there's more coming.
Yeah, so we have to get
I think they're just
Walker.
Yeah,
I think they're.
Yeah,
Rob at the buzzer. I don't know.
I think they're dumping Banton because a heavily protected second-round pick sounds like
I got to make a
like
post.
top 55 protected,
but
and the Blazers we know they're probably not going to be, a top 5 team in the NBA. So we saw this in 2019, I believe, with Jabari Bird. We traded him for a top 55 protected pick to the Atlanta Hawks. We traded Jabari Bird to the Atlanta Hawks for a top 55 protected pick, and we shed Jabari Bird's salary. So I think Banton, that's probably a salary setter and a roster spot insurance keepers, because we have that extra roster spot open, but then we trade for Springer with just a second-round pick. No Drummond deal at the deadline for the Bulls. We trade Jaden Springer for a second-round pick. That takes up the 15th roster spot. But we're definitely adding another name on the buyout market, because if we're keeping an open roster spot, we're not just, we're just rolling with 14 players the rest of the season. We could convert Keita still. We'll point that out. But I think the buyout market, we're going to have some names. You guys mentioned Otto Porter Jr. We'll see if there's another name I was just thinking of.
I'm liking
Daniel House earlier was reported as well. So those type of names, I believe the Celtics could be going after, because those give you more help off the bench than, say, I know I said Keita could be converted to a standard spot, but if you went out and got Otto Porter Jr. and kept Keita in the two-way spot, that's definitely more of an optimization of your roster than slotting in Keita and not signing a buyout player, which could happen. It could slot out where buyout players go elsewhere. They shoot to other destinations and the Celtics get nobody. But considering the Celtics record, who's at the top of the roster, and the vibes in the locker room, this Celtics team, I was thinking of it last night, we don't really talk about it enough how much this team likes each other. We've seen teams in recent years, specifically 18-19, where it's like, ooh, this locker room isn't quite connected right now. This particular Celtics team is, and looking at the entire league, they may be one of the best teams when it comes to team chemistry. And for free agents, that's a huge sell.
Wow.
Absolutely massive.
I'm liking Dalano or Jaden Springer a lot. I'm watching his
Well, I mean, he's gonna
defensive
play
highlights. He's athletic, very athletic. So he's very complimentary to Pritchard off the bench.
I think Banton was one of those guys that was just too good for the G League and not good enough for the NBA. And on a team like the Celtics, that's just not going to cut it. And I think Jaden Springer is probably a step above that, where you probably do trust him a little bit more in games and stuff like that. So,
Warriors
chose
to the Pacers
in exchange for what?
I think that could the Warriors just sell for salary purposes, or could this be like a? Because when I hear Corey Joseph to the Pacers, why would you do that?
Otto Porter Jr.
They want salary, or number two, there's another deal coming.
Otto Porter Jr. I think that's the guy that they're gonna look-y get. He was on the
Warriors.
championship
He was there.
team.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. I think there would definitely be some value there.
I don't understand why the 76ers traded a 21-year-old to us.
We also gave up a second-round pick. So
that makes no sense.
It's second-round pick. I'm totally down with giving up a second-round. Now, it does depend which second-round pick we're giving up. We always throw out these terms, second-round pick, first-round pick.
It's some Bulls.
First-round picks are the number one overall pick. It's Victor Wembanyama. Other first-round picks, it's okay, it's pick number 30. Who are we getting here? We're going to have to shoot for the next Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, or DeJounte Murray with the 30th pick.
Can I ask you guys something?
It's not guaranteed that's going to happen. Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
Do we think there's room for Walsh now, or no?
I don't think this year. Maybe
not this year.
I think their goal is just to develop him in Maine. I think the playoffs will be an underrated experience for him, just to be on the bench and shadowing Jaylen Brown and whatnot. But this year, or maybe in the last 10 games, but really I don't see it happening.
Yeah, so
he's just too raw.
Springer, I don't see Springer playing at all.
No.
They got Springer and the Grant Williams TPE. Okay, so all right, the Celtics are done. Celtics are done. Okay. Unless it depends how much he makes, because if he's at 1.8, then we still have 4.4 which could technically fit Lonnie Walker in. But I'm pretty sure we'd be hearing a little bit more about that by now. So I'm assuming we're done.
Yeah, I agree. I'm assuming that so that just means Boston's keeping a roster spot open for the buyout market. If That doesn't go well. You'll see Kaida get moved from main or the two-way deal to official roster spot. So again, Tillman though, I'm happy with that. I think
Tillman
we got
and
better.
Springer were 2 upgrades over Stevens and Banton.
I agree.
Are we grading? Can we give the Celtics a grade?
Let's do it. Let's give them a grade. What you got?
Like, just expectation wise, like I honestly at one point didn't even think they were gonna make a move. But based off what they did, I think like they kept it simple, but they definitely made some small upgrades. So I'm gonna give them an A. Like I don't think they did anything crazy, and they just did some small upgrades.
I'm gonna go with the B plus because I really, really, really like Xavier Tillman. That's an A move. The Springer is a little disappointing because I would have liked to see some guard help. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not high on Pritchard in the playoffs, but B plus, very strong. Be like an 89% B plus.
You took the number right out of my head. I was thinking 89%,
Like
88%. Like 2 technically upgrades. Tillman, huge. You'll be seeing him filling in at the bottom. But I also think there's one more player coming in the buyout market, and I think it's going to be a guard. And I'm still watching my phone because we don't even know who is going to be on the buyout market just of yet.
Yeah. Again, it's like I feel more comfortable knowing that the Celtics have, because again, this is something that I've been saying in the playoffs. You got 2 starting point guards in your starting lineup. One's playing the shooting guard. So you can like rotationally mix in and filter in White and Holiday back and forth. So you don't need to really give Pritchard much time playing the point in the playoffs, especially with Tillman here. I think the playoff rotation is White, Holiday, Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, Horford, Tillman, Hauser. That's the 8-man rotation I think you're going to see in the playoffs, and I think that is much better than Pritchard or Cornette being in there. So I like that. Good trade deadline, Seamus. What do you think?
I believe we didn't have to do anything at this trade deadline to necessarily compete with the rest of the teams. So could have stood pat and sat here and justified that move by the Celtics, but I don't think the resources the Celtics had available to themselves justified them staying pat entirely because there were moves to be made. There were players to go out and get. And Jaden Springer, he's a 21-year-old, 6'4", 205-pound guard who I believe right now he's not going to quite play into the rotation on a nightly basis, but he could contribute a little bit. And you're looking at this guy going, what is he going to look like in 3 years? What is he going to look like at age 24? You don't really know with these young players.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of his contract, let me go look at his deal real quick because that does matter as well. I think contracts matter in terms of player value. So right now, we have him under contract until 2025. And then he hits restricted free agency in 2025. So next season we have him under contract for $4 million, and he's only 22 years old. The future, there could be a future which it could run into another Grant Williams situation where we're going, ooh, might be a $15 million player later on down the line. We don't want to pay him depending on how he develops here. But right now, I kind of picture that Grant Williams role for him just a little bit because Grant Williams, he was contributing to the Celtics under his rookie deal. And there was going to be a point in time in which he became a veteran and his next deal comes around. Well, Jaden Springer, he's under his rookie deal right now. He can give you production under that deal, and maybe when the time comes around for him to be paid, that's not going to happen for the Celtics, and they're just looking for these next 2 years, that the last half of this season and then going into next year for his production because he is somewhat of an NBA-ready 21-year-old. He's not going to make a massive, massive impact, but I believe he can give the Celtics some level of production for this season and even next. When he's only 21, the sky is the limit. He could turn into the Celtics' third star. He could be nothing for them, or I believe he's going to probably slot into that like 8th, 9th man, Grant Williams, 2021, 2022 role.
Yep. Also, we got him from Philly, so, he's destined to be a star.
What's up, guys? If you like that clip, you can watch more of us right here, or you can join us live right after every single Celtics game on the Celtics Talk Weekly postgame show.